Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Hiba, and here on my channel I cover recent missing person cases. If you're into that type of content, please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. With that being said, let's just go ahead and dive into today's case. Today I want to talk about Rachel Lynn Hazen. Rachel is a 41-year-old woman who was last seen on July 21st, 2021. Her car, a 2005 silver Ford Escape, is also missing. Unfortunately, we don't have many details in this case. What we do know is that on the day she disappeared, Rachel met with her son, Corbin. According to Corbin, his mother called him at around 10 a.m. on the morning of July 21st. That same day, the two met up and they tried to find a rehabilitation center for Rachel to be admitted to. Unfortunately, they were unsuccessful. The places around them were either full or didn't accept Medicaid. Although they couldn't find a place to admit Rachel that day, they were able to schedule an appointment for her the following afternoon with the Barry County Mental Health Authority at 2:30 p.m. After making sure that his mom planned to attend the appointment the following day, Corbin and Rachel parted ways. The next day, on July 22nd, Corbin reached out to his mother to make sure that she was going to her appointment and to see if she wanted him to join her. However, his call went straight to voicemail. A few days later, on the 26th, Rachel was reported missing by a close friend of hers who hadn't heard or seen her. Her family was obviously concerned for her at this point, and they checked to see if she ever made it to her July 22nd appointment. They learned that she was a no-show, meaning that Rachel never showed up. Like I mentioned, on the day that Rachel was last seen, we know that she was with her son Corbin until about 1 p.m. An hour later, at around 2 p.m., a neighbor of Rachel's reported that they saw her leaving her Castleton Township home. This is the last time that anyone's believed to have seen Rachel. Rachel's belongings, such as her phone and her purse, were not found at the residence. Despite her phone not being found in the residence, though, we know that her phone last pinged in the area of her home. We also know that Rachel's phone has been off since the day she disappeared. It's now been over 3 weeks, and according to those who know Rachel, this is completely unlike her. When it comes to theories, the first theory that I think a lot of people might jump to is that Rachel intentionally left, especially considering that she had the appointment the following day. While this is possible, I just want to emphasize that it was Rachel's decision to seek out treatment. She reached out to her son to try to find help and wanted to genuinely get better. Her family and friends also insist that if she were going away for a few days, she would have told someone. Some have theorized that Rachel is in some sort of treatment center or that she's getting help somewhere. I do think this is possible, and I truly hope it's the case here. If she is in a treatment center, it's very likely that she's not allowed to have her phone, which may explain why it's been off since she disappeared. Many centers also don't allow patients to have phone access for at least the first few weeks, so that may explain why she hasn't been able to reach out to anyone. Many rehab centers in the area have been checked for any sign of Rachel or her car. However, it's known that these places usually don't disclose information, even if it's to someone's family. Authorities usually have to inquire about this, and I'm not sure if that's been done in Rachel's case. Regardless of whether Rachel intentionally disappeared, it's very concerning that her phone was immediately turned off. It's also very worrying that her car hasn't been seen since. We know that a neighbor allegedly saw Rachel leaving her home at around 2 p.m., but I wonder if Rachel was alone. I also wonder if she potentially had plans to meet up with someone that day. I hope that authorities have spoken to neighbors and to local businesses to see if any cameras potentially captured her car. This may at least give some sort of indication as to where she was headed, or at least help us with a timeline. It's been over 3 weeks, so Rachel could be anywhere. Unfortunately, not only are there limited details in this case, but there's also been some misinformation floating around. Initially, it was believed that Rachel's phone last pinged in Ionia, which is approximately 30 miles away from her Castleton Township home. Like I mentioned earlier, her phone actually last pinged in the Nashville area, which is actually where her home is. Obviously, where her phone last pinged is a crucial detail since it could provide details about her whereabouts. It was also initially reported that there were some distinct decals on the back of Rachel's car, and people had actually been keeping an eye out for these. However, this turned out to be false. However, we do know that the 2005 Silver Escape is missing a license plate. Rachel's family and friends are actively searching for her and trying to raise awareness about her case. She has 3 sons and is a grandmother to a precious 8-month-old baby boy. They're all waiting on her to come home. Like I said, it's been a few weeks, so Rachel could be anywhere by now. Please share her story if you're in the surrounding area or the surrounding states. Rachel has blonde hair and blue eyes. She's 5'3" and weighs 190 pounds. She has a rainbow tattoo with 3 stars on her wrist, and she also has her tongue and her ears pierced. If you have any information about Rachel's whereabouts, the number for you to contact will be down in the description below, as well as all my sources. I'll also include the link for the Facebook group for Rachel and also the family's GoFundMe. Unfortunately, that's all I have for now. Please make sure to share Rachel's story, whether it's through this video or through other media. It's really important that people are keeping an eye out for Rachel and for her car. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one.